Welcome to the Backlot 605 podcast. I am one of your hosts. I am Casey Kelderman.
I'm Brian Mensing.
And this is going to be a fun episode, Brian, because we're going to be doing something completely different that we have never done before.
Because you are nervous as hell. You're like, I can't do this. Why did I do this?
I am scared. What is going on? We're going to be talking about romantic comedies. And to do so, we're going to bring on a special guest. This is Nathan Hults. He is an actor, comedian, and the owner of Boss's Comedy. Nathan, how the hell are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. This is a nice house.
Yeah. Thank you.
Studio,
It is a studio.
We have slowly upgraded. We went from a basement to an apartment to a house.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Honestly, I was going off topic here, but I was listening to some of our old episodes from the basement and the apartment.
Yeah.
Our audio sounds great in this room compared to that. The basement one was really bad listening to them now.
Well,
it was a basement.
It was not totally at all built for that.
No. We have definitely improved on the audio end of things after this. And
Yeah,
so Nathan, we're excited to have you on.
I'm excited to be on.
Yeah,
this is going to be fun.
We actually met on the set of Black Eyed Girl from director Dominic Winnicke.
Yeah.
And let's just briefly talk about that. How did you get involved with that project?
Dominic and I have been circling each other in the film community. Like, we'll see each other and be like, we got to work together. We see each other like, we got to work together. Great job on the thing, or what are you working on now? We always talk film every once in a while. And so finally he reached out to me and he's like, hey, Nate, I think I have a part that you would be great for. And I think I said yes by the time he said part. And so he sends me a script. I'm notoriously bad at reading scripts. I'm really bad at it. Like, I usually I'll say yes to a project before reading the script at all. Because if I trust the person anyway. And then it was like 2-3 days before the shoot, and I'm like, wow, I should probably learn my lines.
Did you know what the premise was before you?
No.
Okay.
No.
You
and he knows I don't hate horror. I'm not a
aficionado.
Fan. I'm not a fan. I don't enjoy being scared, and it's just not for me.
So is our studio freaking you out a little bit?
No,
having this guy look at you this entire time.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not like, I can't not sleep.
Handle it.
You know what I mean? Like, I can watch a horror film. I mean, Tucker and Dale versus Evil was fantastic, and I've seen.
Is that a horror movie?
It is.
Yeah, it's a horror comedy.
It's a horror comedy.
Yeah, I mean, and the Cornetto trilogy is my favorite trilogy of all time. So, like, I mean, I circle the genre every once in a while, but it's just not my thing. And so I read the script. I'm about to open the script, and I realize I ask Dominic, hey, what part am I? And he goes, you haven't read the script yet, have you? I'm like, nope, going through it now. And so it turns out there's only one male role.
And it's you.
And so it's me. And then we got to the last day of shooting, and I'm like, oh, I'm the lead. Which was fun to realize. It's like, oh, no one, it's just me now. So we had a great time. It was a really good.
Yeah. Do you, for the listening audience, can you tell them a little bit about the storyline to it?
I can tell you what it's about.
Okay.
I can't tell you the storyline.
Okay.
That makes
yes.
sense.
Just tell what's the basic premise.
So there is a legend of the Black-Eyed Children. Okay, and the Black-Eyed Children will show up to wherever you are and ask to come inside. As far as the lore goes, no one has let them inside, but no one knows what will happen if they do. Right, and so this is kind of a telling of maybe what would happen. So.
Spooky.
Yeah,
I've read the creepypastas before, which Dom based these off, and yeah, these are like some of my favorites to read, and I always thought, I'm like, that's such a cinematic idea. How has no one done this? And now seeing Dominic do it, I'm like, I'm excited for it.
I didn't sleep that night reading the script. I got to bed. I probably was reading in bed at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. I was up till 4 a.m. Just
waiting for a knock on your door for some
creeped out.
You close your eyes and that's all you see.
Yeah, I mean, I I was like, Dom, I've got goosebumps and I don't feel good. He's like, well, this is great. Acting will be easy then.
Yeah.
And all the other people I worked with were fantastic. And all the crew was great. All the other actors and actresses were fantastic. And I love working with Dominic and Zeke, and I'm excited to work on our next project too. So.
Yeah, so you're also the owner of Boss's Comedy Club. It's something completely different from acting in a horror movie.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So, roughly 2 years ago, I opened up Boss's Comedy Club with the owner of Boss's Pizza and Chicken inside the Minnesota location of Boss's Pizza and Chicken in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, 2111 South Minnesota.
Got to get the plug.
And we were the comedy club that used to be in Sioux Falls closed.
Which one?
It was Wackos.
On the east side, right?
Was the last one to exist
Yep.
before us. And the day they closed, I was pretty bummed. Being a comic myself, it's nice to have a place to call home, to work on your stuff, to, even just meet other comedians bringing from out of town. So I got a little intoxicated because I was bummed out. And I texted the owner of Bosses at 3 a.m, do you want to start a comedy club? And about 40 seconds later, I got a text saying, yeah. So the next, few months, we just started remodeling and figuring out what it would take for us to do it. And now we've got this little DIY punk rock comedy club in Sioux Falls where, comedy's had a rough go. So it's pretty sweet. We do Wednesdays. It's free for anybody, and it's local open mic. But we also have a keg for $8. So you can all you want to drink ever for $8 from 7 to 11, and you get free comedy show during that. And then every
Sounds
weekend.
like a good $8.
Yeah, I was going to say, I need to free up my Wednesday nights again.
Plus you some good pizza and chicken to soak it up a little bit. And then Fridays and Saturday nights we bring in touring guests, or we'll do local showcases. So
I got one last question before we jump into the actual show. Do you find it harder being a comedian or being someone who hates horror or isn't a fan of horror movies, acting in a horror movie? Do you find it a little easier to be the character you're supposed to be in a horror movie?
Yeah, I mean, acting's acting. So whether I'm acting crazy and funny and weird best friend because I'm a fat guy, or whatever, it doesn't matter. I mean, acting to me is acting. You take the line, you incur it. Acting's reacting to a situation as someone else, right, or as the character. So it's really the same thing, in my opinion. I think it's, I don't know. I think it's harder to do comedy.
Yeah, harder to make people laugh than to be scared yourself.
Well, to act comedically.
Funny, yeah.
I think acting comedically is difficult because timing, you don't get the feedback, which really informs timing. So,
yeah, I understand that. Yeah, because for me, I find because my two favorite genres are comedy and horror. They're very much the same. I think they're pretty much, the same coin, just different sides of it. One you're trying to get scared out of it. One you're trying to get a laugh out of it. There's not much of a difference.
The emotions are shockingly similar.
Yes.
Right, and the tactics. Are also very similar.
So that's why I'm excited to talk about romantic comedies.
Yeah, man.
Because
you of all people are literally shifting the biggest gear ever, I think, here.
Yes and no, because Brian, like I just said, comedy and horror are two sides of the same coin. Romantic comedies, I guess, I'm not the biggest fan, but when I watch them, I do find myself enjoying them like I would a slasher movie.
Good.
Yeah, and
I should say as long as it's a good one, anyway.
Oh, we'll talk about some bad ones, I think, in here too. I think that's the best part of it. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about it, and we'll get into that later. And I'm excited to see what you guys bring up for romantic comedies, because it's just three grown adult males talking about.
Yeah, we didn't plan this very well, did we? 3 adult males talking about romantic comedies.
I think that's the best way to go about it. I think it's a fun interpretation.
I think 3 white guys have a unique
right.
unique expression or unique view on anything.
Yes.
So.
All right, let's jump into our usual stuff here. Let's jump off to the box office for the week. Finally, we have a new release movie to top everything at the box office. That is It Chapter 2, $91 million.
Just know it wasn't going to make top number one this week. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Finally, like I said, we get a new release. There hasn't been one in quite a while. At least one that's even entered the top 5.
I was going to say that's your better answer.
Yeah. So It Chapter 2, $91 million. Big opening weekend for this R-rated horror sequel.
What did you think?
I didn't go watch the movie yet.
Thanks to halflings, I have to wait a couple more days.
As of this recording, I am going tonight.
Hey, good answer.
Yeah. Okay. Late showing. So I haven't watched it yet. I was out of town for the weekend that this came out, but I'm excited for it. Obviously, I got It poster. You guys saw it in the front of my house. I have a new It placemat.
That's not a placemat.
Or a foot, whatever the fuck it's called.
Doormat.
Doormat. Looking at the adorable kitten.
Yes.
I will not see this movie. I remember watching the original It in a basement of my neighbor's house because I was house sitting, and she has a collection, one of the largest collections in Minnesota, of porcelain dolls, which happens to be in the same room as her theater. And so me and my best friend were watching It, and she had this giant porcelain doll that looked like It, the clown.
This is the Tim Curry TV movie one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He did say when I was a kid.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was watching their dogs and house, and it was literally like a townhouse. So you could, if I bust through a wall, it would be in my basement. But never again.
Is it the clown or is it just the horror?
Oh man, just I was 13 by myself and
having a bunch of creepy ass dolls staring
surrounded by
at me.
porcelain dolls from the 30s and 40s.
I think it would be more creeped out by the porcelain dolls than I would be of Tim Curry.
Man, we put on Tommy Boy and it was still terrifying. But no, I just don't. It's not my thing. But I do love Bill Hader, so I'm sort of fighting with that.
Yeah,
like,
I've been hearing he's the best part of the movie.
Oh, I'm definitely hearing that, and I'm still wanting to see this because I want to see. I've heard good things in regards to the overall cast and how they were cast in comparison to the younger selves, but just going into the whole Bill Hader, Jessica Chastain cast based off of the fan casting from the younger kids, like I'm still holding my ground that shit was planned from like 3 years ago.
Oh, who they cast? Yeah. Something that did come out this week was that Jessica Chastain was cast before the first movie came out, and there was rumors that she had shot a scene for like an after credit scene in the first It. Mm-hmm. So at least that casting was done beforehand. I'm sure most of these were already ready to go.
Yeah.
So I don't think you're far off with that.
I do have a question. Is Chapter 2 actually in the book?
Yeah, so the book is like the longest thing ever.
Okay.
Yeah, it is probably, I wouldn't necessarily say it's almost as thick, whatever, but I mean it's a thick book. Like when you think of like The Stand,
yeah,
it's one of the bigger ones of his. So it's one of those kind of movies where you look at, especially like the serialized movies of like Kill Bill and all the Harry Potters and stuff like that. Like,
there's no way you can tell this in 3 hours.
No,
sure,
they would. I mean, they easily probably could have, even if done well and right, they could have put this into a trilogy. They could have turned this into like The Hobbit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's been talks that they want to continue it. With these numbers, I could see them doing something different.
Oh,
yeah.
But
money talks.
My understanding is the way they end this, though, they ended with the way the book is, and the third one would basically be uncharted territory.
I would be interested in seeing where they could go. For a third one, with a completely new story and new characters, I think it could be interesting.
Fuck with...
Don't fuck with the original?
No. Yeah. They already did that, but that's a whole different bag.
Let's talk about a series that did not need to be a trilogy. Angel Has Fallen, $5.9 million, third week out. No one asked for this, yet it still was making money.
Who's the lead guy on that one?
Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler.
With dad bod Gerard Butler now, yeah.
Date rape incarnate. Right? Do you just kind of look at him like, I don't trust him around my daughters?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
I mean,
especially if Nick Nolte's his dad. Like
he
that,
does
that's a
have
creepy
some
guy.
good rom-coms in his.
Are any of those going to be showing up on your list?
No, they are not.
Okay.
But I'm going to look it up because I don't remember what they are. But I'm.
Oh my god! There's one specifically.
Isn't it like This Is War or something like that, or This Means War? Isn't he in that?
No,
one?
this the war one is Chris
Oh yeah,
Pine
he was in
and
Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah,
he was.
he's the Phantom.
He's the Phantom. Yeah. No.
Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
the one.
It was an action romantic comedy.
Yeah, but no, you're thinking of Chris Pine and Tom Hardy with Reese Witherspoon.
Yep. Oh, Tom Hardy. What the hell were you thinking?
he was in Dragons 2. How to Train Your Dragon 2.
He's got some good stuff in there.
Yeah, he's a pretty decent.
He was in 300.
Oh, The Ugly Truth.
That's
the
yeah.
one.
Yes.
Katherine Heigl, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't mind Bounty Hunters.
No, who
I'm not
I'd
gonna
like
lie.
to see in a modern romantic comedy? Nick Nolte. I think that would be interesting. Crazy Nick Nolte.
Yeah, no.
No?
Okay. Probably not.
Let's move on to the third film we got here at the box office. Good Boys, $5.4 million in its fourth week out, pulling its total gross here domestically, $66 million on a $20 million budget.
Stranger Things with the Wiener guys.
The Wiener Guys. Is that what you
Right.
call Seth Rogen and friends?
Wienerlicious? What
Sausage Party?
Sausage Party.
Yes.
Hey, you know what? After coming across and realizing what kind of reviews Sausage Party was getting, I'm like, I might actually have to sit down and watch this movie, because the fact that it's actually, not on the rotten scale of Rotten Tomatoes, I piqued my curiosity. I'm like, all right.
Have you seen Sausage Party?
No.
Oh, you should.
But I need to, yes.
I will watch it eventually, but I still have not.
It's funny for
I'm
what
not
it
going
is.
out of my way.
Yeah, it's not a movie. It's a fun movie to watch on a Saturday night if you're like, it's on Netflix and let's watch it.
Yeah.
I came across that when I was coming across This Is the End, and I realized that they both have like 60+% Rotten Tomatoes. I'm like,
This Is the End is a much better comedy.
oh, such a good
It
comedy.
is a great comedy.
The Boys, though, it looks good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Good Boys looks amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I want to go see it. It's not a movie I would rush out to the theaters to go watch. You know what I mean?
Second run.
Yeah, second run or Netflix movie. That's more what I'm thinking for it. Yeah, that was kind of the big numbers for the box office this week. Let's move on to the news. The first piece of news we got a bunch of trailers. The first one we have here, Bad Boys for Life. Brian, what did you think of Bad Boys for Life?
YES exclamation point to infinity. I've always been a fan of these movies, and I legit wish that we would have got Bad Boys for Life 10 years ago, or however long it would be. I don't know. There's something about the chemistry of Will Smith and Martin Lawrence that I absolutely love. And I get some people's qualms with the Bad Boys 2, but I still enjoy that one because
Some people say Bad Boys 2 is better, the best one.
I heartily disagree on that. I
I'm
hate
just
Bad
saying-
Boys 2.
I'm just saying, I as a fan is not a fan of not the genre, the
franchise.
I like it, but one time I was walking past the TV and I saw Will Smith on television, and I was like, "Oh, it's Hitch!" And then the next frame I saw Martin Lawrence. I was like, "Bad Boys."
So Hitch got you excited.
Yeah,
Not Bad Boys.
that's where I'm at in my life.
Yeah.
Where I'm excited to see Hitch. Will Smith. I love Will Smith, and I will rep Will Smith until the day I die. So excited to see him working after Aladdin.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this series either. I do think the first one is a lot better than the second one. I find the second one unwatchable. It's just Michael Bay trash. And watching this trailer, I'm kind of looking forward to it.
And
Like you said, it's the chemistry between the two.
the chemistry and the fact that we have the cherry on the top, which is Joe Pantoliano coming back as their chief.
I think the cherry on top is that Michael Bay isn't coming back. That's the cherry on top.
Michael Bay. He serves a purpose.
For 13-year-old boys, yeah.
30-year-old boys.
That too.
Yeah.
That too.
What do you? I mean, come on.
Yeah,
I mean-
I'm not a fan of Michael Bay. We've talked about that before. I think he literally has one good movie.
The Rock.
The Rock, yeah. But I am kind of looking forward to Bad Boys. The only thing that has me a little worried is that it's got pushed to January, and that the studio might not have any faith in it after all these years.
I think
Because when did Bad Boys 2? 03?
Oh yeah, it's been a few years.
Been
Was
a
there
few
a Bad
17
Boys
years.
3?
No, Bad Boys 2.
This
Bad
is
Boys
the
2.
wrong title for that because
Yeah.
it should be called Bad Boys
3.
3.
Three-way.
Three-way.
That's a totally different movie. And
Bad
a different
Boys
genre.
Three-way. You add The
And then
Rock.
No. You had Chris Tucker,
I like that.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
right?
That would be good.
Or Chris Rock.
And then the fourth. Yeah, The Rock.
But I liked. It's kind of the trailer gave me a little bit of like Lethal Weapon vibe.
Yeah, it's getting. I have more
Get too
faith
old
in
for
seeing this.
shit.
Yeah.
I guarantee that's a line in the film.
Oh, I hope so.
I'd be willing to put $1 on it.
You're gonna bet $1 on.
bet
What-
$1.
You're too old for this shit.
We'll have the recording, so we'll be able to go back to
Yes,
it.
we have it. We have it recorded. So yeah, Bad Boys for Life. That comes out, like I said, January 17, 2020. Next trailer that we got here is for Jexy. This is a comedy starring Adam Devine and the voice of Rose Byrne. What did you guys think of this trailer?
I think it's funny as hell. Before I had not even heard of this trailer even coming around or even this movie or anything like that, and you're like, it's like a comedy version of her. I'm like, okay, you've piqued my curiosity, and it's everything like that. It is. I mean, you could see, is just out of curiosity, is Adam Devine got any sort of writing credit on this here? Because it would make total fucking sense.
No, the writing and directing is John Lucas, Scott Moore, who did Bad Moms.
Then if that's the case, they definitely let him ad-lib. There's no way that this is not because it screams Adam Devine.
Oh yeah, I'm sure if you bring Adam Devine on it, he's gonna bring his own flair to it.
Oh yeah.
I'm Omaha boy. I'm excited.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Adam?
Yeah, he's from Omaha.
Yeah.
I'm Midwest, born and raised, proud. Yeah, man.
Nate's over here going, Midwest represent.
He's a Huskers fan. I gotta like him.
I guess.
All right. Next trailer we got Just Mercy. So this stars Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Foxx,
Brie Larson.
star-studded cast. Basically, it's a real-life drama. Showcases a civil rights defense attorney as he recounts his experience and details the case of the condemned death row prisoner whom he fought to free. I think this looks great. Anything with Michael B. Jordan, I'm gonna go see.
And the one thing, just watching the trailer, the first thing I immediately thought is I appreciate the fact that Michael B. Jordan, even is in the years that he is, for certainty this man's going to have a career for decades because, you look at things like Creed and be like, all right, well, so he can make the macho movie, sport movie, whatever the case is. He did attempt to try to make a superhero movie. I'm so glad that he decided to join the MCU briefly. But, like Fruitvale
delivers the best performance ever in the MCU.
I'm not no disagreeing there. But I mean, in terms of just the dramatic side, I love the fact that he is going for roles that some people in his age bracket would probably never touch.
He needs to change his name. That's the only thing I'm mad about.
Somebody
Michael
laughs
Jordan.
on this.
That's why the B is in there because he's actually named after Michael Jordan.
I know, but what I'm saying is, if he's not Michael Jordan's son, he needs to change his name. That's the only problem I have with Michael B. Jordan.
That's his name.
Bajordan.
But
The other thing about this trailer is Jamie Foxx needs a better mustache. There is a shot of, if you can do a screen grab and put it on the face, there is a shot and it looks like, I mean, it's such a bad mustache.
Yeah.
It's such a bad mustache.
That is a bad mustache.
This looks like a bad version of like Super Mario.
Yeah, it is the Tyler Perry version of
Mario Brothers.
Now
Mario
I
Brothers.
want Michael B. Jordan and Jamie Foxx to do Super Mario Brothers.
That would be amazing.
Yes.
But like seriously, there's no.
You can't go anywhere but up from the Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo.
I loved that movie.
It's so bad, it's great.
It's so good, it's great. Yeah, fantastic.
Bob is literally rolling in his grave right now.
I will see this. I just he needs to change his name, and they really need a better mustache artist.
Just don't get the guys from Justice League. It's all I'm asking.
Yeah. He has a Nicolas Cage straight to DVD mustache in this.
It's really bad.
It is bad. Now that you pointed it out, now I'm going to see that every time.
I'm guarantee it's like in.
It's going to be the very first
scene.
scene. It's going to be the very first scene, just like in Justice League, with the bad digitally removed mustache from Superman. That's all you're going to see throughout the entire movie, and just giggle every time you see it.
Yeah. That comes out January 10, 2020. Has me a little worried. I don't like dramas coming out that early in the year.
So isn't that literally just the week before Bad Boys then?
Yes. Yeah, it was, because that comes out the 17th. Yep.
Look at that.
Yeah, so we're getting into the January territory. We might be running into some either Oscar baity movies or terrible movies. We'll see. The next trailer we have might be one of those terrible movies. Black Christmas.
Yeah, Mr. Horror fan.
I will admit, I've only ever seen the remake. I haven't watched the original. I'm going to wait to watch that till like a week before this new one comes out.
So is this remake a remake of the remake or a remake of the original?
It's a remake of the remake of the remake.
Whoa.
What?
So this isn't an original property?
No. The original one was 1970, mid-70s, directed by what's his name? Christmas Story director.
Oh, shit! I almost gave you the Peter Billingsley. I'm like, nope, that was the actor. No, and then there was a remake sometime around 2007?
Yeah, like 6, I think. Bob Clark.
Yeah.
Blanking on his name.
Yeah.
And then 2006 they did another one?
Yep, and now Blumhouse is doing this one.
This premise has been remade 3 times, but we can't get a Dread 2.
You are correct.
That's bullshit.
Preach. Yeah, so this movie...
No, wait, hold on.
Firefly got canceled? What the hell?
No, are we talking Stallone or are we talking Carl Urban?
Carl Urban.
Okay, good choice.
Keep the helmet on.
Keep Rob Schneider out of it.
Fuck that. That was one of the best parts.
I've never watched that, Judge Dredd. But Black Christmas, I think this looks terrible. It looks very paint by numbers.
Well, that's just it. I was watching the trailer briefly sideways from Nate's phone over here and kind of bored.
Yeah.
There was nothing about the trailer that excited me.
No, it looks like it lacks a lot of style and flair.
If one of the girls doesn't say, I could literally die, and the lead character, the lead bad guy, doesn't say as you wish, they're missing a lot of opportunities. Because
if there isn't at least 5 Christmas puns during the deaths, I think this movie loses.
5 is way too low. I think for minimum, I think this whole thing should be a Christmas pun. What's his name? Who is in
Carrie Elways?
Yeah, I'm very excited
to
see that he's working. That's the only thing I'm excited about this movie. It's like, maybe somebody with foresight and a good script will be like, you should get another go.
Yeah, this movie was pretty much like, it was announced not that long ago. We talked about when it was announced, and it was shot relatively quick to get out this Christmas season for December 13th release date, and it kind of looks like it was shot really fast to get this movie out. It looked like Blumhouse also got the rights to Black Christmas, and all right, put it in production, because Halloween comes out the next 2 years.
And that's just it. And it's not unusual for Blumhouse to put out a movie extremely fast, but this is the first time where it just doesn't look good.
Yeah, and this is, at least in the horror community, it's a relatively big property, and that's why I'm wondering, why would you rush this into production? Why wouldn't you try to maybe do like a Halloween thing where you remake the original, or not remake, make a sequel to the original?
I was like, and then what we're talking about?
No, sorry, sequel.
I will say this: I don't think you're getting the production looks nice.
It's a
good looking film, but the story looks bad.
Yeah,
but I don't think that's their fault either.
No, it looks, I don't know. To me, it looks basic. It's got that universal money behind it, but that can only go so far. Yeah. All right, should we move on?
Yes, please.
All right, let's talk about this Birds of Prey teaser. Well, I think it. I'll start off because I think it kind of takes the crap out of it this weekend.
What? Say that again?
It takes the crap out of it because the trailer opens with a balloon rising and Harley comes and pops it and says,
That was more than one balloon.
well, whatever. She pops it and says, enough clowning around. I'm sick of
clowns.
sick of fucking clowns or something like that. I'm like, you're opening one of your biggest movies of the year. Why would you say I'm sick of fucking clowns?
At least they're self-aware.
I would have waited a little bit, but that's just me.
Also, they're releasing Joker this year.
Yeah. That just won best
It won the Golden Lion
at the Cannes or
TIFF.
TIFF this weekend. Yeah. So yeah, they're kind of taking the piss out of two of their properties.
Yeah, because who was it? All of a sudden it's drawing a blank here as to who did he beat out at TIFF? It's all of a sudden I'm drawing a blank here because I mean the fact that the fact that your guy from The Hangover,
Todd Phillips
beat out. I'll get it pulled up
like
here.
Taika and
no,
I'll let you look it up.
I will look it up. You keep going.
Besides that little opening, I think it's a fine teaser. It doesn't show a whole lot. I don't know. I'm not excited for it really. It's another DC property that I think they're going to fail at.
Well, I mean,
I like Ewan McGregor. He's going to be Black Mask. I think that could be cool, but I don't have any trust in DC to make this good.
I have faith in Margot Robbie.
She'll be great in it because she's great in everything. Like I don't have any problem with any of the casting. They're all going to be great in it, but I'm not excited.
Well, yeah, I guess I'll just be the one that has to.
The Suicide Squad was such a disappointment.
Yeah.
So I don't really care.
For me, as a relative comic fan, like any storyline with Harley, like it's only interesting because the Joker's there, and having the Joker completely out of this movie doesn't make me any more interested in having her as the lead. Because from what I understand, there's maybe going to be a scene with the Joker, and that's it, and it won't be Jared Leto or Joaquin or anyone.
How do you know?
Because they're not even listed in the cast, and they've shown some behind the scene. I've seen some behind the scene pictures. It's not Jared Leto's Joker, or Jared Leto as that Joker.
Oh, I guess we will see.
We'll see. I don't know. I'm not excited for it.
Maybe they've put the wool over your eyes, and because I mean, for the most part, this thing has been relatively. We don't know anything about this movie other than who's in it. That's all we know.
Yeah,
which goes a lot further than all the debacle that was Suicide Squad, and that might be on purpose because
I think the end product will end up more like Suicide Squad than it will this upcoming Joker.
Is Zack Snyder
attached? No.
Well, maybe the DC universe will make a comeback then.
I'm hoping so. I hope this
Zack Snyder's garbage.
I'm hoping that there's going to be at least some fixing of the problems that the Suicide Squad had, especially with this and then James Gunn's Suicide Squad. I'm hoping they're trying to right the ship. This is a relatively unknown director behind it, and I think that's at least interesting. You're not putting the Zack Snyder train behind it, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see what the end product is. Next trailer we have here is for the new A24 movie, Waves. So this movie stars Sterling K. Brown. What did you guys think of this trailer?
I appreciate that, Sterling K. Brown is getting more and more work when it comes to the big screen because I think he is definitely a very good draw. But yeah, the movie it would be something I would probably wait to see. I don't know. I mean, it looks good. There's nothing about it that's making me like, I need to go see this.
I don't know what the hook is.
Yeah, I agree with that. For me, like it looks like a good movie. Like the shots look really good. Obviously Sterling K. Brown looks fantastic in it. He's great in literally everything he does. But it looked like it was a commercial. Like
for a commercial,
but like not for a movie, but for like they're trying to.
He's over there going. He's waiting for the Lipitor to come out.
It looks like something you'd be assigned to watch.
For a film class or something? Yeah.
Not even for a film class. It's just like, like, here's a biology experiment, but this explains it. It's like Gattaca for...
It looks like it's trying to sell you a car or something. Like, you're expecting, like, Toyota to pop up at the end.
Yeah.
Like, I don't... Until the reviews come out, I guess I'll stay weary about it. I'm not going to go rush out to the theater.
Challenger.
It's according to IMDb, it's got a better rating than Just Mercy does.
Yeah, but I could post a review right now of it if I wanted.
I understand that. I realize what I just said is a loaded statement. I get that.
I like the director, Trey Edwards Schultz. This is a complete step in the opposite direction from It Comes at Night, and I really enjoyed that movie. That I know a lot of people didn't, but I think this is a fun new step for this guy who was known for a really good horror movie. And, him sticking around that A24 doesn't put out garbage.
You are correct.
So, but it's not going to be a movie I'm going to rush out to the theaters to see.
No, but it'll probably be on, they'll have some, like, exclusive thing for Apple or something like that.
Apple exclusive. All right.
And this is what I was looking for.
What's that?
Joker basic. Todd Phillips beats out Roman Polanski at TIFF.
Oh.
And,
That's probably a good thing.
But, if you just think about the guy from The Hangover. That at least says something for him.
Beats out the guy who gave a lot of people hangovers. So the next piece of news we have here, Tomb Raider will be getting a sequel set for 2021. Nothing really else has come out about the plot or anything else. But
at least we get the returning Lara Croft.
Yes, so Alicia Vikander will still return as Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Did you guys watch that version at all?
I should really watch that first one.
I don't care.
Angelina Jolie for the win!
I brought it up because it was a news story, but I'm not excited for it. I've never watched any of the Tomb Raiders, and yeah, not for me.
From what I understand from the first Alicia one, is that it's a lot more grittier, more to the game than what the weird, the campy, yes.
Okay. Next piece of casting news: Will Poulter has joined the cast of Amazon's Lord of the Rings series. I still don't know what the hell they're doing with this.
I don't care. Put Will Poulter in everything.
I brought it up because, I agree. He's great, and
I legit just like Will Poulter.
Yeah.
I'm still like fan thinking of what it would have been if it would have been him as Pennywise, but I love Bill Skarsgård, but still. Will Poulter in freaking Black Mirror, We're the Millers, like he just has a very diverse. I'm gonna be watching Midsummer here soon, so I can see how he pulls to that together. I think he's a good up and coming actor as well. That I think is definitely getting his just desserts.
Yeah, I think it's a good casting for this series. Like I said, I don't really know what it's going to be about, but I'm excited to see that he's going to be in it.
Yeah, I like the kid.
Yeah,
he was funny in We Are the Millers.
Yeah, and see, that was my first introduction to him. I'm like, okay, funny kid and whatnot.
I think I saw one of the Maze Runners. I'm just looking at it.
I don't think I ever saw the Maze Runner.
Was he? Oh yeah, he was in that. Yeah, they're terrible movies.
I don't remember a lot of it. He was in Son of Rambo. Yeah, he's the son of Rambo. Son of Rambo.
I never watched that because I was disappointed to realize it really wasn't a direct sequel to Rambo.
Yeah, no, he looks good. I read an article about how he's supposed to be pretty great, but
yeah, I think he's good in everything, and yeah, like Brian said, I'm excited to see him in Midsummer, and excited to see where this series goes. Brian wanted to bring this one up. Margot Robbie is in talks to remake Tank Girl.
Well, not necessarily that she's in talks,
but her team
she as in her production company are wanting to make this. That literally is.
She would be the star in it, though.
Yeah, it has not been, even from her side of things, whatever, to be confirmed whether or not she would be the one starring, but her production company is looking to remake this. But it literally was like a one paragraph blurb. That's literally all they have on it.
Someone probably tweeted.
I found it from Bloody Disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I see what you're saying. Somebody tweets it and Bloody Disgusting's like, I'm on it!
Yeah. It's like, I think we should do a Tank Girl.
Yeah.
I'm one of my best friends is a huge fan the Tank Girl series, so I hear about it a lot. I think a remake would be fine. I mean, the original was fun, so.
Yeah, like I said, I've never seen the original. I've seen the poster. That's all I know about the movie.
Yeah,
So
it was a weird kangaroo. I dig it.
yeah. Let's see. Haley Atwell has joined the cast of Mission Impossible 7. Hasn't said what her role will specifically be, but I think that's a perfect casting and perfect addition to that great cast that is in those Mission Impossible films.
As for someone who lowers his head in shame and has not seen Fallout yet,
It's fantastic, Brian.
is there a possibility of being able to still bring Henry Cavill back into the next one?
I don't think so.
Okay, fair enough. Because I'm just thinking of some of the people that they've brought into the series, you know, that I'd like to be able to see more reoccurring roles, you know. And just from the stuff I've seen from the trailer, and this coming from the guy who has the movie, just needs to sit down and fucking watch it. He was badass. That's why I was like, you know, knowing what Haley Atwell has done for Marvel, I think she can definitely hold her own in a Mission Impossible movie, and this definitely excites me.
Now that you're talking about it, because Henry Cavill was a good villain for the sixth film, I would love to see Haley Atwell take on the villain role.
Ooh, that would be good, just because
Going up against Tom, that would be cool.
Well, and I like the idea just because she right now is just synonymous for Peggy Carter, and you know the good side of what was S.H.I.E.L.D. in the MCU. So to see her kind of pull a villain card, I think would be very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll happen.
I think it'd be cool. And they've had it's been all male villains so far in that series.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be a nice change of pace.
Do we get to bring Jeremy Renner back at any point?
I haven't seen like a Mission Impossible since like 3. So I'm a fan of movies, believe it or not. But
that's when they started to get even better.
I know, and it's just, you know, whatever.
I don't think there's a bad one in the series at all, though, either.
No, and I'm not saying I
even like
didn't
2.
went out of my way to not watch them. It's just like there's always some Oscar bait that I'd rather see, you know.
Yeah, Fallout is fantastic though. It's for me, it's top 3 action film in the last 10 years. That John Wick and Mad Max are.
I think I would need to restart. You know,
start from the beginning.
From the beginning and kind of work through it. You know, and I don't mind doing that. I just haven't.
Maybe I need to stop my binging of the Bond movies and do that.
That'd be a good mix-up to throw between the Bond movies. Yeah. Mission Impossible. Yeah. So last piece of news we got here. Paramount is in talks to develop a remake of the John Travolta, Nicolas Cage classic.
Where did you
Face
find
Off.
this? Where did you
I don't
find
remember where it came from, but yeah, it's
I think,
in the works
I think
right
at this
now.
point right now, you're literally making up news.
I wish I was... No.
Dude, do not redo John Woo's Face Off. There's no...
Here is my pitch for the movie. You just switch the roles of Nicolas Cage and John Travolta. You bring them back, but they're playing the other version.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Can we get John Woo to come back and do it again?
Oh, yeah. Just
we need more fucking white doves.
Yes, more doves, more slow motion, more gun fu. We need it. That is my pitch.
Pitch number 2. You're a good guy, bad guy, male and female.
Or, but for me, if you're gonna do Face Off, you have to have people that can go over the top.
I'd like to see the guys that played the Winklevoss twins.
You mean the same guy?
That was a joke. Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. One of them was just a stand-in while he got digitally removed.
Can anyone go as over the top as Nicolas Cage and Travolta can, though?
No.
Yes.
But who, though?
Channing Tatum.
And Jonah Hill.
And Jonah Hill.
Face Off the comedy.
Oh, my God. You gave them an idea they would do.
23 Jump Street Face Off.
No. Oh, my God, no. No, I would seriously...
You couldn't do that anyway. That's Sony.
Just recast Nicolas Cage and Travolta. Switch up the roles. Travolta plays Castor Troy. Nicolas Cage, Sean Archer. That's the movie. Bring back John Woo. Make it happen.
Just throw Keanu Reeves in somewhere.
Did you know the original idea for the original 2 actors they wanted for this were Stallone and Schwarzenegger?
That makes sense.
Considering it was the 90s, that makes complete sense. I understand that you were like 6 when this came out. No, you were like what,
Like
2?
three.
2?
Three.
So no, considering the 90s, I think the only reason why that probably never came to fruition is because the face structure of those two people are not like...
Well, neither these two.
They're at least closer than Stallone and Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, it's very different between Austrian and Italian.
Yeah, a little bit.
These guys are a little bit closer.
Yeah, I don't want to see this though. I don't want to see a remake unless they do what I just said, where they just have them recast the same roles.
Oh man, Travolta is not holding up well.
No.
Have you seen screenshots from Frantic?
Fanatic.
Oh, sorry, the Fanatic.
I just saw
God.
him on Fallon.
Ugh.
Yeah.
He
was promoting the Fanatic, wasn't he?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I just saw the.
I want to see that because I've heard it is one of the best, worst movies of the year.
Well, what do you expect out of Fred Durst?
What?
Fred Durst
Fred-
directs John Travolta in a stalker fan movie.
Yeah, it's written and directed by Fred Durst.
And,
And the horror and shock that is Nate right now.
there's a scene in the movie written by Fred Durst about the main...
It's written by Fred Durst?
Yes.
Yes. And there's a scene where one of the main characters is listening to Limp Bizkit and saying how this is one of the best bands.
I'm so happy.
You're going to have to go find this movie now?
I'm gonna have to find some chocolate starfish, and get my hot dog flavored water and go to the movie theater.
Don't forget your $3 bill.
Yeah. Hey, this is the. Oh my god.
It's VOD, so you can watch it right now.
Oh,
Here, I'll show you the poster right here. This is all you got to know. That's it. The Fanatic.
Oh.
Oh. I've watched some scenes from this. Oh my god, Travolta looks amazing.
You need to show him the haircut.
The haircut is
Here you
great.
go. Here's the haircut. There you go, right there.
Oh, okay.
That's all you need to know.
Oh.
I immediately the first
Do you know
image.
what he looks like? He looks like he wasn't the first choice. you know what I mean? Like they're like, we definitely wanted a Sam Rockwell, and
We got a John Travolta.
got a John Travolta.
God damn, who's the one who's?
To do Face Off, have Fred Durst write and direct the remake of Face Off. Go picture.
You're selling me more and more.
And Nicolas Cage and Travolta return. That was the last piece of news. I don't know how to end it.
That's no. That is how you end it.
I just want to take your face off.
I want to take your face off
I could eat a peach for hours.
and be Fred Durst.
All right, so let's just get into these romantic comedies then. Face Off is one of them. I wish. So, how did we get on this topic though? You sent us a couple ideas.
Yeah, I mean, I love Disney films, which is the opposite of horror, and I really my wife and I are big Harry Potter fans and Disney fans, but I also love the romantic comedy genre. I love a bad one. I love a good one. I love the okay ones. I honestly, most comedies are romantic comedies because there's some sort of through line.
Yeah.
Usually.
You know? And so, like, it's just, I think, having fallen in love hard to my beautiful wife, I can relate to them and I love them and I think they're fun. So I sent a suggestion of like, we can talk about anything but horror movies because I won't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, romantic comedies is my favorite genre.
Now I gotta ask, what's your wife's favorite romantic comedy? Is there one she makes you sit down and watch?
That's a good question. I don't think she'd be able to answer the question either. We have a lot of favorites together, but I think, I don't know. I would have to say, like, probably It's a Wonderful Life, which isn't like a true romantic comedy, but it is.
Has elements of it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's some comedic moments, but
I would say the first half is it's pretty much a romantic
it's
comedy.
pretty much a romantic comedy,
Yeah.
and the second half is
Is
Christmas Story.
The fantastical Christmas story. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you guys break this up into any sort of way of dividing up your romantic comedies? Because I broke up mine into my favorite one, my guilty pleasure one, and then an underrated one.
I can do that. We can do that.
Yeah.
No.
No, you didn't.
What'd you get? Well,
I think he's preparing right now as we're sitting here.
I have a list of movies in front of me.
Yeah.
Whichever ones we don't bring up, he'll probably bring up.
Which is fair enough. I mean, I have the one that is like you said, the guilty pleasure, like the one where when someone says, "What is your favorite romantic comedy?" Like I have that.
What is that?
Huh?
What is it?
Sweet Home Alabama.
Is it your favorite one?
Favorite comedy.
Yeah. Well,
For
Or
romantic
guilty
comedy.
pleasure?
yeah.
Oh, which one?
No, it's
Well,
your favorite.
Essentially both.
Okay.
Because it's just I don't know. There's just something about it. I've always enjoyed that movie.
Is that the one with
Reese Witherspoon and Josh Lucas.
Yep.
Josh Lucas?
I
With-
haven't
with-
seen that
with-
movie forever.
With
God.
Dakota Fanning playing her as her younger self.
That's right. I used to watch this movie all the time with my mom. The only reason I have ever seen some of these romantic comedies is because of my mom. Sweet Home Alabama might have been her favorite to watch.
Oh yeah. So my wife likes this one. I remember that.
Ethan Embry. Yeah.
'Cause
I mean,
she's kind of hoity-toity and goes back to Alabama.
Her small town
Yes.
Alabama.
Yeah.
has Fred Ward as her father.
That's right.
See, now you're understanding why I
Yeah.
like this movie.
I
Like,
haven't seen this movie in at least 15 years.
I think I get it. Mixed up with Elizabethtown.
Oh, sure, with Orlando Bloom,
Yeah,
which I've never seen that one.
with Reese Witherspoon.
So,
It's essentially the same.
what is it about Sweet Home Alabama, Brian?
Well, for one, I mean, it's Reese Witherspoon.
She's good in the movie, yeah.
This is probably like the first one where I actually like realized who Josh Lucas was in the first place, even realizing that I'd seen him in American Psycho. But I don't know. I like the overall idea, the premise of it, the fact that she goes home to go get married because she wants to get married in the southern country where she's from, as opposed to the big city. While she gets married to the big city guy and whatnot, and then kind of, comes to realize what she was missing from being at home.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. This just in.
Oh, official! Hey! Look at that! I was just talking about that.
Yeah, we'll go back to Sweet Home Alabama in a second. This is breaking news here on Backlot 605.
Which will be 2 days late by the time you listen to this.
It'll be old news by then. Haley Steinfeld has officially been cast
Kate
as
Bishop.
Kate Bishop in the Hawkeye series.
I'm okay with that.
I am
Because-
perfectly okay. She is
Because
great.
they've also been talking about hinting at the Young Avengers.
If she joins, Spider-Man less Young Avengers.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I think, hell, let her lead. That's
They're
great
getting
casting.
Spider-Man back.
You think so?
I know so. I
The-
know it. There's no way Sony can walk away from that kind of money.
I think it's the opposite. Disney was being greedy and. Anyway.
Yeah, no,
that's it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm not, but they have every right to be.
Yeah. I think that's great casting.
Yeah.
I would let her fucking lead the Avengers. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, no. Overall, just good casting. Period.
Yep.
Put her in the MCU. I'm completely okay with that. Anywhere.
Anyway, Sweet Home Alabama.
Sweet Home
Sweet Home
Alabama. And
Any other final thoughts on Sweet Home Alabama, Brian?
you get to learn science in this movie.
I'm glad you like it. I find it a little unrememberable.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember most of it.
Oh yeah, I do. Even the goofy ass plane that he takes, he can go over to the beach or whatever and go make his sand sculptures from the lightning rods.
I remember
right.
not being. I remember not being like mad that I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's probably a good movie. It just didn't leave like an impression on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You need to rewatch. No.
I will.
I think I need to. I said, I haven't watched this since I was a kid.
Like for instance, like you get to the part where she comes home, she's trying to find dad. She realizes the dad's out doing his, Civil War reenactment stuff. So he's there in his, his old Civil War outfit and whatnot. And Fred Ward is pulling off like the full on Southern, Confederate, I don't know.
I need to rewatch it just for Fred Ward now.
You watch anything for Fred Ward.
Absolutely. So yeah, Sweet Home Alabama. That's a good pick.
That's how we start.
I dig it. So what's your favorite then?
My favorite, The Wedding Singer.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is Sandler's best, aside from like Punch Drunk Love, but I do think it is his best comedy, and most of his end up being romantic comedies. Like you said, they tread the same water.
Yeah.
And the chemistry between him and Drew Barrymore is perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, him and Drew Barrymore just do awesome.
Yeah.
Period.
Even going into 50 First Dates, their chemistry is you can just feel it through the screen. And I think The Wedding Singer is one of his funniest movies. It has super memorable lines, endlessly quotable.
Billy fucking Idol.
One of my favorite, if not my favorite, cameos of all time with Billy Idol.
Yeah.
Yes. You don't talk to Billy Idol that way.
Because us over in first class can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, I mean, a great choice. I mean, absolutely. It's a great premise, original premise, right? I've never seen anything similar to it.
Perfect use of the 80s.
Perfect
Oh
use
my
of the
God.
80s, yeah.
It's a CD player. You don't play
it's
records.
It's a jukebox romantic comedy because you get to play some of these crazy 80s pop hits.
Maybe the best scene in the movie, Love Stinks.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that scene.
Plus, you get
The little old lady.
Yeah, that plays his
the hip hop.
Yes.
But you get the nostalgia of like, remember he buys her a CD player.
Yep.
You know, stuff like that. I think it's a great movie. That's a good.
Yeah, that is it's far and away one of my favorite Sandler films, and
I think he's saying that mine sucks compared to yours.
Yes. I mean, compared, but compared.
apples to oranges.
Devil's in the comparison.
Yeah.
So.
Very much so.
I mean, I'm gonna have a weird one. So.
Good. Yeah, The Wedding Singer. I love it. Like I unabashedly love Sandler, and I think this is his best. He's hilarious in it. I don't think any other Sandler film besides Punch Drunk Love uses his quick to anger better than The Wedding Singer.
Funny people.
Maybe Funny People, yeah. But those lean more into the dramatic side. This one's straight up romantic comedy, and yeah, I love it. Brian, I use one of the quotes all the time to you.
Which one?
Something that should have been brought to my attention yesterday.
Oh, I fucking do that to everybody. When I
love it.
Anything that ever comes up, that's immediately what I go to.
My favorite use of Steve Buscemi in a Sandler movie is in this as the drunk guy at the wedding.
Yep. No.
Steve Buscemi needs just to be in everything that is Sandler.
He needs to start being his Rob Schneider. Yes.
No, bring them both in.
I like Rob Schneider. Besides the anti-vaxxing, I'm pro Schneider. But
besides the Juice Bigelow European Gigolo.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. It was dumb. It was supposed to be dumb.
Let's jump to yours. What's your crazy one
I
then?
love you, man.
Is that your pick?
It's my favorite romantic
Maybe
comedy.
I got to send you home with something today after you leave.
What?
I have a couple posters of I Love You, Man.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you have more than one?
I bought a bunch today, and there was multiples in it, and one of them was I Love You, Man. And that's a great pick.
I love it's so good. I didn't want it to end.
Yeah.
I didn't we got to the end of the movie and I left and I was like, I want to be friends with those people forever.
It legitimately reminds me of like some of my friendships, how they started.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, one of my friends, we became friends because we started talking about Rush.
Yeah.
I love that. That's one of my favorite bands of all time. To have that as a focal point of their friendship is amazing.
How about another one? I'm just throwing this out there here for you.
What's that?
Keep going.
What? I don't know where you're going with this.
What is the reason why we're even doing this in the first place?
Because you guys like to jack off in a room together.
Wow!
Fish tacos?
I don't know.
No, because we literally he gets transferred over to my store, and the first thing we're talking about is movies for like 3 hours straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this us?
Yeah.
Are you the Jason Segel to my Paul Rudd?
Maybe I'm the Paul Rudd.
Okay, I'll be Jason Segel.
We can all be Paul Rudd, all right?
Yeah.
We can all be
We
Paul Rudd.
can all slap at a bass together.
I'll catch you on.
Okay, wait. Now that you say, you remember earlier I said I wasn't 100% sure if I'd seen this movie or not. As soon as you said that, I was like, "Yep, I have seen this movie."
Yep. Oh, this cast is fantastic in it too.
Yeah, Siegel, Paul Rudd,
Andy Samberg.
I mean, oh my God, Andy Samberg in that. And I'm gay.
Rashida Jones.
I don't like gay guys. I like straight guys. That guy's totally hitting on you.
Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah, Lou Ferrigno.
Okay, I don't remember Jon Favreau or J.K. Simmons. Man, I do have to rewatch this movie.
Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen this movie.
He plays the
husband of her best friend.
Of her best friend, and he's such a douche. It's hilarious.
Oh, do you play the piano? No, the decorator said I should put it there.
We're officially going to Just Watch.
Oh.
Hey, can you put him to play poker with you? No, it's the guys. He doesn't, whatever. Don't let him play. All right, but we're going to have sex with the lights on. That whole movie is so good. And John Lennon in that movie? Not John Lennon.
He's kind of dead.
Thomas Lennon in that movie.
Thomas Lennon's great, period.
Yeah, but he in that movie is fantastic.
God, that's a good pick.
Yeah.
And the best thing about it is that it's not a guy and a girl like learning to fall in love. It's finding your best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's also a wedding. I mean, it's pretty. I think it's a romantic comedy.
Bromantic comedy. Yes.
I like it.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's a good pick. I love that. Brian, do you want to go in with another one here?
Sure.
I can go if we're
God, I love that pick.
What are we
though.
going with? So what was the three categories we had?
Your favorite? Guilty pleasure. Let's go with guilty pleasure next.
God damn it.
Guilty pleasure. Oh man.
Which might be all of them besides
Hitch.
the ones we brought up. Hitch. Will Smith.
It's regularly hated on. It's generally consensus of a bad movie.
I don't think it's that bad of a movie.
I think it's great. I think it's a great movie.
Granted, I do think the whole anaphylactic shock.
Yeah, I mean,
is a little over the top, but
is it?
It's 68% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's good.
It's almost split.
No, I'll take that. I like Hitch.
One of the better Kevin James comedies.
Vehicles?
Yeah.
I like Kevin James too.
This is where he needs to stick, though.
Sweat the Small Stuff is one of the best comedy specials to come out in a long time.
But yeah, that's a good guilty pleasure pick.
Yeah, like I said, I saw Will Smith when I was walking past the TV, and I was like, "Oh, it's Hitch," and then it was Bad Boys. I was really disappointed. Still love Hitch.
One of my favorite scenes from this movie is when he's like teaching him how to kiss, on the date. He's like, I go 90, you go 10, and then he just goes all the way. He's like, you went all the way to the 100.
Yeah, the whole movie's just kind of we all want that suave friend to kind of show us how
to do it. Yeah,
how to make it, and then at the end the moral is like Kevin James, the thing she liked about him was the things that he didn't show her.
Yep.
Like
I will say one thing from when I did see this movie. So, for me, for a little bit of backstory my entire adult life, I have 15 years of pharmacy, right?
Okay.
The girl who he's going after, her name is Allegra, and so I tell you what, it's hard to try to keep focus on somebody, and based on one's culture, and because she's from overseas or whatever, I don't remember where she's supposed to be from and whatnot. It's an acceptable name and whatnot. Yeah. But I tell you what, again, working in pharmacy for as long as I had, even at the time, I'm sitting there going like, why did you have to go with that? Give me like a regular name, because all I'm thinking is like drug dealer.
Stuffed up.
So Brian, every time you have allergies, you think of Hitch then?
No, but I don't, because I don't have allergies. But I'm like, why did you name her Allegra?
That's funny. I wonder if they have referred to her being stuffy at all. That's funny. I forgot that detail.
Yeah.
How do you? Oh, okay. Again, maybe it's because of the pharmacy thing, but I was like, immediately her first name, her name is Allegra. I was like, oh my god, no. Fuck.
You have to look at it. I had an Allegra
Hitch. That's a good guilty pleasure pick.
It's a great guilty
That is
pleasure.
a good one. Brian, you got a guilty pleasure one?
Oh,
off the top of your head?
I'll call it that, I guess. Maybe.
What's that?
Crazy Stupid Love.
Yeah, you should feel guilty. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
This is one of, so to kind of bring you up to speed, there's certain actors I have a very love-hate relationship with. Steve Carell is one of those guys. Like, there's most of his movies I do not like. This is just overall I thoroughly enjoy this movie. It's very well cast between Steve Carell and Julianne Moore, Emma Thompson,
No,
Ryan
Emma
Gosling,
Thompson.
Emma Stone. Excuse me, yeah,
Kevin
Emma Stone.
Bacon.
Kevin Bacon is great in it.
I've never actually seen this movie though.
The kids, the
John
kids.
Carroll Lynch is great in it.
Yep. Oh yes.
Josh Groban.
Josh Groban plays such an asshole when you kind of boil him down. You're like, God, he's a prick.
Yeah. No, I remember this. Yeah. That's a good movie.
And that's where, like, especially from, like, you make reference to Josh Groban, right? Like, I'm so used to the uplifting music that is Josh Groban, and then you realize when you peel it back and you see how funny this guy legit is. Like, some of the stuff he's done, like, on the late night shows where he just does those really
Coffee Wars.
Oh, my God.
Did you see Coffee Wars?
Uh-uh.
Oh, it's an independent movie with the guy Dennis from
Sunny?
It's Always Sunny. And he runs a coffee shop, and Dennis writes and works in the coffee shop, like, as a writer on a laptop, and they're always at war each other because he thinks he's loitering, you know what I mean?
Oh, funny.
And so it's Coffee Shop Wars. It's fantastic. I think it's called Coffee Shop Wars.
There you go.
Coffee Town?
Coffee
Town.
Town.
That's it.
All right, must find right now.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly 2013. Well, since I can't stream I Love You Man, so Coffee Town.
Since you did bring up Steve Carell, I think he fits in that romantic comedy genre really well. Knocked Up, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh, he wasn't in Knocked Up. Yeah, 40-Year-Old Virgin is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, he absolutely.
Yeah.
That was a breakout role for him, too.
Yeah, right around the first season of The Office, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the best R-rated romantic comedies out there. He's hilarious in it. I think
I forget how much I love that one.
the love story in it is actually compelling.
It's not on my list.
Yeah, that's a good pick too.
That was a good pick.
Yeah. Where'd you find Coffee Town? Amazon Prime, it looks like.
No, you can only either rent or buy.
We'll have to find it because I love Glenn Howerton.
It was worth the rent. I remember renting it.
And you can rent the HD on Amazon for $2.99, so not horrible.
Yeah.
I was cast in a movie that's almost exactly like this, and I was cast in the spec, and it never went to town, but I think it even had the same title.
Coffee Town?
Yeah, like around this time.
Huh.
And so that's how I found it, and I love Glenn Howerton.
Did it turn into this? Could you have been in a film with Glenn Howerton?
No way, but no, it was done. No, there's no way.
No way. Okay.
It was just, I think Coffee Wars is maybe what it was called, but yeah, it's that.
So yeah, well, that was yours. It's Crazy Stupid Love.
Yes.
I've never seen it.
I legit think just for the sake of the cast, I think you would thoroughly enjoy.
It's a good movie.
Well, in the part that
Ryan Gosling's fantastic.
Well, that's just it. That's one thing I really love about this is that there's quite a few dynamics that are going on that they're not overpowering each other, and then you got the dynamic between Julianne Moore and Steve Carell while you're doing the dynamic of Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling, while you're doing the dynamic of Ryan Gosling versus Steve Carell, while throwing Kevin Bacon in there and why am I fucking up his name out again? Carol.
Yeah.
That just overall, like, nobody's overpowering each other and everybody's shining where they need to.
It's a good ensemble.
And even the kids and the babysitter, just they all hold their own. It's great. The fact that you haven't seen this, it kind of makes me sad, Casey.
I'll give it a watch. I like you were just naming off the cast. I love that cast.
Yeah.
Unlike you, I love Steve Carell and everything.
Yeah. So, yeah, for the fact that I'm not a fan of Steve Carell in most cases, and I can give very much props to this movie, should say something.
Yeah, I know your love-hate relationship with him, so the fact that you're praising it makes me want to go watch it. My guilty pleasure Win a Date with Tad Hamilton.
Oh, Topher Grace.
Topher Grace,
Can't
Josh
watch
Duhamel.
Topher Grace in anything.
Is this the
No.
part where our age is starting to show the differences between me and him? I even remember even seeing the trailer and poster for this. I'm like, I'm out. Nope.
I don't remember the movie at all, but I do remember I can't watch Topher Grace movies because as soon as I found out that everyone on that 70s show hated him.
So you feel that you needed to?
I just don't want to support an asshole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
hear you.
I have so much fun on movie sets and stuff like that, and the fact that you wouldn't even try to bond with your co-stars, it's like,
How many seasons was that?
like 12.
Of that 70s show?
Yeah.
I think it only went to like 6 or 7.
It's a lot.
We will find out.
He wasn't in the last season, which
Yeah.
this overall series suffers for. But yes, I have heard those stories as well that he's an asshole.
Like
200 episodes, it looks
everyone
like.
was crying at the last show.
8 seasons.
And he left without saying goodbye.
He was ready to go shoot fucking Spider-Man 3, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
But
like,
And that's the other thing is I hate the original Spider-Mans. And so,
I'm kicking you off right now.
well, that's fine.
And is this the part that we're having a conversation that Topher Grace was the asshole, and we have the Scientologist that's in the cast?
Of
Danny Masterson?
a 70s show, yeah.
Yeah.
I like Danny Masterson, though.
Is that Hyde?
Yeah.
Huh?
He got me too'd.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he got hardcore me too'd.
Yeah.
So.
That's why he got kicked off the ranch.
Yes.
Anyway, let's get
Let's get back
Of
in.
the two, you think Ashton would be the one me too'd, right?
I've heard he is a sweetheart.
No.
I know, that's what I'm saying, but like...
He has to be. He's from Iowa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all sweethearts
he's
there.
he's Mr. Midwest there too. So
Yeah. Win a Date with Tad Hamilton. The only reason I watched this movie because I was working at a TV station at the time, and I was editing the trailer to play for it for our, like, Friday night movies, and I'm like, this kind of looks funny. Maybe I'll watch it. So I went home and watched it on Netflix, and I found it charming. Maybe in the wrong way, because when you think of even looking at the poster and the premise, it's about a best friend, played by Topher Grace. He's best friends with one of his coworkers.
Friend-zoned.
Completely friend-zoned. She enters a contest to win a date with this movie star by the name of Tad Hamilton. She goes on a date to basically this whole premise for him, wanting to have this competition or contest for is to get better look in the public. He was getting a lot of trouble, and he just wanted to make it look better for himself to go on this date with this small town girl. She ends up falling for him. Obviously, he starts to feel the same, and then it becomes a love triangle. And what I find guilty about it is that I don't want the characters that end up together to be together, because it makes you want to. The whole film is trying to make you fall for Topher Grace and Kate Bosworth's character, but you don't. You actually feel bad for Josh Duhamel, and you're like, I want you to end up with the girl.
Yeah,
Topher's an asshole.
Because Topher Grace is a prick.
Yeah,
you know,
and legitimate.
Told. I
you know why I
But
feel
even
sorry
in the-
for Josh Duhamel?
Why?
Because he's in this movie, and that's saying
That's why I'm saying it's a
and that's
guilty-
saying that he was in Transformers.
It's a guilty pleasure all the way. I'm not saying it's not that. And the reason I'm saying it is a guilty pleasure is because I want the other person to end up with them. I'm like, Topher Grace is playing a typical Topher Grace character in this movie, which is maybe how he is in real life. And, you just don't want him to end up with the girl. You want the guy who gets a redemptive storyline to end up with her. So that's why it's a guilty pleasure for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry.
what is the last category? It was guilty pleasure and then underrated?
Underrated.
Okay. So go ahead with your underrated then.
My underrated, So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Oh my Jesus fucking Christ!
Yeah.
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 I would say it's underrated.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still... I don't know.
Underrated enough where we're talking about romantic comedies. This did not even peg on my radar.
I mean,
I don't think enough people have seen this movie.
I don't
Legitimately.
think it's underrated.
Do you think it's perfectly rated?
What's pull up Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, I gotta get my Rotten Tomatoes. Basically the premise of this is that Mike Myers stars in the film, and he believes that he ends up married to an axe murderer. Obviously, hence the title.
You obviously can't type and talk at the same time.
No, I cannot.
What year was this?
What's it rated?
Ooh.
56% on Rotten Tomatoes, 68% audience rating.
Well, that's probably because Mike Myers didn't make any good movies outside of Shrek and
Austin Powers, Wayne's World.
Well, I was gonna say Wayne's World and Austin Powers. He had 3 franchises, and that was it.
Yeah, that's why I put it underrated.
I think it'd be underrated.
Yeah, because when you think of Mike Myers, you think of those.
My
Austin
friend
Powers
group,
and
every one of them speaks so highly of it. So I remember seeing it on television, so I probably should give it
A rewatch.
a rewatch.
It's not the Cat in the Hat, so we're already doing better.
I kind of like the Cat in the Hat. Yeah.
God, you guys were both stoned when you watched that movie.
Oh, that'd be a good movie to watch.
That is
That
actually true. That is, what year did that come out? 2008?
Cat in the Hat, like 03.
Yeah. No, I might not have been stoned.
You would probably wish you would have been.
But I was a theater kid, so I just love pageantry. No, I thought it was good.
Yeah. So I Married an Axe Murder. I think it's underrated because Mike Myers is genuinely charming in it. He's not playing a caricature like Wayne's World or Austin Powers or Shrek, or he's actually playing an actual person.
Yeah.
And that's why I find him charming in it. You see early glimpses of what would become Fat Bastard, what would become Wayne from Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see those early signs of it. He also plays his dad in this movie, which uses the Scottish accent. So you see the Shrek Fat Bastard in there. And yeah, I think it's an overall charming movie. Has a great theme song with the Laws. There She Goes. I love that theme song for this movie. And yeah, it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Set in San Francisco. I like movies set in San Francisco.
That's a great underrated pick.
And it has little horror elements too, so that's maybe why it's my guilty.
It literally says axe murder in the title. I would hope there would be a little bit of that.
The last 20 minutes show that, and it's great. So yeah, I love So I Married an Axe Murder.
Absolutely. Since I didn't know we were going for like an underrated,
He's got to find one.
I gotta make sure that my pick is actually underrated. So, I think I'm gonna have to go with like a new one because the other ones I have are definitely not underrated.
He's going 13 on 30.
Oh my god, I just was watching that this weekend.
Why?
Because it was on TV.
Just
when I was in the hotel, it was literally just on TV.
Just because.
Oh wow, this was rated better than I thought it was gonna be.
What's that?
I thought I was gonna choose Trainwreck, but it's got 85%.
Oh no, I think
the tomato meter.
No, I was gonna
66%.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was certified fresh.
Yeah, it is.
And it's got John Cena.
And
LeBron James
is delightful in that movie. He is super good.
So I don't know if you can call that underrated.
Yeah, no, I can't. That's why.
You're like, son of a
Brian,
bitch.
do you have an underrated one?
Well, I don't know about underrated. It's definitely, I feel that the Rotten Tomatoes score doesn't do it justice.
Okay, what film is that?
The Proposal.
Yeah.
With Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, okay.
And you look mad at me.
I'm not. No, I've seen parts of it.
I mean,
it's what it is.
Well, you're correct. It is what it is. But at the same time, too, I enjoy the chemistry that is those two. Like Sandra Bullock does definitely pull off the pretentious, I'm better than everybody because I was successful kind of thing. Almost the role reverse of, your typical, where it's the successful man and the girl that's trying to get the guy kind of thing,
Isn't it like a sham?
Yes.
Yeah.
That she's going home and that she's bringing him over. Right. Betty White is beautiful in this movie. Like, the idea of, we no longer have Stan Lee. They just need to put Betty White in everything. If I can't have Stan Lee, give me Betty White.
I have a question.
Yes.
If anything Stan Lee's in is part of the MCU.
Yes.
Is Mallrats a part of the MCU?
Yes. You didn't watch Captain Marvel.
Have you seen Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
Because in Captain Marvel, his scene is him rehearsing for Mallrats. You see the actual script. It says Mallrats on the script he's reading.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't catch that.
Because even Kevin Smith went on basically saying that he was bawling at number one, Stan Lee's a friend of his because he'd worked with him since Mallrats. But yeah, the fact that he basically got, he himself is basically part of the MCU by connection of Stan Lee. And I was like, because even I'm sitting going, all right, when's it going to happen? Yes!
That's fantastic.
Yes. So yes, Mallrats is canon.
Okay. The proposal was good. I give you on the proposal. Ryan Reynolds is,
and this was
fantastic in a romantic comedy.
Yeah, and this was, he was kind of starting to shoot for those little bit, the different things that everybody was expecting him to be in and whatnot. This was a good change of pace and whatnot, and
I'd say that's
I mean,
what's
it's 44 for tomato, and then 67 for user.
I see that.
So I could see the critics not liking it. I mean the way that the numbers go, I can see how it's going. But like you and myself, who are not a critic, I can see how we're on the majority.
It was pretty predictable.
You're not wrong.
So I mean that's where I can
see some of the critics. Yeah.
I found one that is overrated or
underrated.
Underrated. It is actually one of my favorites. It's like top 3. Going the Distance. Justin Long and Drew Barrymore.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I know about it.
Charlie Day.
We're both like
Charlie Day and the guy from We Are the Millers.
Jason Sudeikis. Justin Long, Drew Barrymore.
Christina Applegate.
Jim Gaffigan.
How have I not seen this movie either?
Super funny. You see some bare ass Justin Long. It's pretty funny. There's a lot of dry humping jokes. There's some kid humor in there. If you've ever been... Oh, Mike Birbiglia, one of my favorite comedians. They go to a restaurant and he's like, what year is the wine? And Mike Birbiglia goes, this?
So what's the basic plot of this?
They meet in New York a month before she has to move back to California because she's a journalist and there's no journalist jobs in New York because papers are dead. And they do a long distance relationship. It's not as predictable as you would think it is. Some of the things still happen, but if you've ever been in a long distance relationship, it is on point. Charlie Day and Jason Sudeikis are fantastic. There's some good music moments. A lot of stuff happens at a concert. All that kind of stuff.
Just that you mentioned Charlie Day makes me want to watch it because I love.
Because Charlie. Charlie Day is why you watch Pac Rim too.
I guess that's why my dog's name is Charlie, because after Charlie Day.
I mean there's there's a spot where Drew Barrymore and Justin Long are hooking up for the first time, and Charlie Day just starts playing music through the wall. He's like, "Are you DJing my hookup?" Yeah, Charlie, what do we talk about? Whatever his character name is. My wife and I saw this in the theaters, and it was one of our favorites. What year?
2010.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty one of our first married movies.
Yeah, I would put that. I've never heard anyone else talk about it like this.
It's
I would.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So unless you buy it, you have to have HBO.
This would be one I would want to rent to find it. Yeah.
$2.99.
Yeah. $3.
$3.
It's worth a buy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you can buy it right away.
Yeah.
It is one of my favorite movies.
Do we have any other ones we want to mention on this?
Because I've got Google up and I'm just cycling through and whatnot, and the fact that we're getting a sequel here shortly.
Go ahead.
Coming to America.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm also a kid of the '80s, so I find the amusement in it.
Yeah, I'm a little younger than that. I mean, I'm 87, so
you were one when it came out.
Yeah, I mean, it's sure I'm fine. It was a good movie, but I don't think it's groundbreaking. It was groundbreaking for Eddie Murphy, you know what I mean? But that's, yeah. When Harry Met Sally should have been mentioned.
Yes.
That's one I watch every New Year. The last 3 New Year's Eves I've watched that because I'm lonely. No, I'm not. My wife and I watch it. But Forgetting Sarah Marshall is one of the best. I mean, it's basically... Forgetting Sarah Marshall is Jason Segel's audition for the Muppets.
Neither of which I've seen.
Now that you say it, yeah.
It is. It's absolutely... And he announced we're doing the Muppets before they gave it to him.
For them to include
he wrote this movie to get the Muppets. I'm telling you, that's exactly what happened.
After you see the movie, you understand what Nate's talking about here. Yeah.
Wow.
10 Things I Hate About You.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing cast, story.
I'm going to also throw in
for Taming of the Shrew.
Top 3 favorite romantic comedy right there. 10 things.
Yes.
Yep.
A Knight's Tale. We should also mention that. Do you guys remember A Knight's Tale?
Sure.
I absolutely.
No?
I'd remember it. It's
Oh
it's
my
not
God.
fond.
To me that would be underrated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially for a relatively unknown Heath Ledger. Yeah, I mean he was still making his name.
Yeah.
Paul Bettany.
Yeah. Paul
is
Bettany was fantastic.
he's amazing in that
the
movie.
Mouth. Oh my God.
You know, and I was already just kind of still getting used to Shannon Sosaman from Rules of Attraction and 40 Days, 40 Nights.
It's so good. It's such a funny, delightful film.
And I do love the modern
piece.
music with the period piece.
Yeah. Like a little page out of the Baz Luhrmann playbook. Yeah, absolutely. Another one I had was it's on Netflix. Always Be My Maybe.
I still need to see that.
I've heard great
nothing
things
but
about it.
So freaking good. It is probably one of the best chick flicks to come out in a very long time.
Keanu Reeves' cameo alone makes me want to watch it.
Keanu Reeves is not a cameo.
Oh.
That's...
All right. That makes me more
It
interested.
is pretty paramount to the second act. Like, it's not... I mean, it's longer than a cameo.
All right.
I know what I might have to do tonight.
Yeah.
Just longer than a cameo. Just longer.
I might have to stop watching Dexter for a minute.
It's a fantastic movie. Fantastic.
Do you have any others? I got one more I just need to talk about.
Oh, She's Out of Your League.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah. T.J. Miller, Before He Got Me Too'd. Oh my God, Jay Baruchel. I love Jay Baruchel. Yeah. Anything he's really in. I mean,
Tropic Thunder.
Goon. I mean, yeah.
This is the end.
This is the end.
You realize that he directed Goon 2, right?
Yeah, and he wrote Goon 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's generally just super talented.
Yeah. I mean, oh my God. Knocked Up?
Not bad for a Canadian.
So good, Knocked Up.
How to Train Your Dragon movies? Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one more to bring
Go
up.
ahead.
The Big Sick.
I still need...
Good call.
Oh, it is a perfect movie.
Oh, just deep cry.
There's a reason why Kumail Nanjiani needed to get that award.
What award did he get?
Best Original Screenplay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. Oh my God, that movie
him
is,
and his
is
wife.
perfect. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, and it is basically about how him and his wife
how
they met, and he's fantastic in the movie. Ray Romano kills it.
Ray Romano.
Oh, he's so good, and yeah, I love The Big Sick. It is a perfect romantic comedy. It's a perfect drama. It's just
who's the mom
film.
again?
The Holly Hunter.
Yes. Yeah,
yep.
She did so good.
The cast is perfect. Yeah, it's just a great movie.
I will say, if they had $500,000 more, that would be a perfect movie. It would be a perfect movie. But there are some serious ADR problems with it.
Oh, I guess I didn't notice that when I watched it.
There is some serious quality. They obviously ran out of money.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I didn't notice it.
White girl. it's fantastic.
Oh, Kumail is great, and yeah, I love this story. It's heartbreaking. It's heartwarming. It's all that all in one.
Yeah. It's on Amazon Prime.
It is. It's on Prime right now. Watch it.
It's basically the prequel to Stuber.
So we got
I haven't watched
a good movie
Stuber,
before we got a bad
Yeah,
movie.
but he's an Uber driver, and it's Camille.
Yeah.
It's Stuber.
He's just fantastic in this movie though.
Yeah.
And I love there's little scenes with Bo Burnham in it. Anything with Bo, like
Yeah.
I have to love.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
And
Yeah,
that
I wish I
girl,
could have brought it
that
up.
other female. She's very, very good, and I can never remember her name.
The main girl.
No, the
The other comedian.
the other comedian.
I don't remember.
80 Bryant.
Yep.
Yeah.
80 Bryant. Yeah,
From
From
SNL?
SNL.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Got Netflix
and that's
on
in probably my top 3 favorite romantic comedies. It's a great film.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, if you haven't watched The Big Sick, go check it out. Yeah.
The Sick of Big. I still have to go. I think I'm gonna do Netflix first.
Yeah, do the Always Be My Maybe.
Always be my baby.
It's so good.
Highly recommend The Big Sick after that then. Yeah, so that's been romantic comedies. If you're listening, let us know what your favorite ones are. Do you find any of these that we brought up unwatchable maybe? Are you a fan of romantic comedies? Just let us know. Let us know some of your favorites and some of your underrated gems in the genre as well.
This is what is known as the business is a call to action.
Yes. Please respond.
Now make action.
So yeah, we're gonna wrap this thing up. We got to do our usual plugs, and we'll start off with this. The Sioux Falls Film Community will be doing a second meetup Wednesday, September 25th at Full Circle Book Co-op in downtown Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Come join us. Come talk movies. If you listen to this episode, come talk to us about romantic comedies. Let us know what your favorites are. Let's talk about So I Married an Axe Murderer together. So yeah, check that out. September 25th, Full Circle Book Co-op. 8 p.m. Be there. We want to talk to you. You can also check out the latest episode of our horror-themed podcast, The Killer Countdown, where we count down the best of the Nightmare on Elm Street series. That is out now. Check it out on backlot605.com or on any of the podcast streaming services that we are on. Also, check out our buddy Andy from Fat Dude Digs Flicks on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Check out our podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, just simply at backlot605.
I just did a movie with Andy. He's fantastic. He's an excellent dude.
Yeah.
So definitely check out his podcast.
Absolutely. He's a great guy, and we love having him on. He'll be on the show here very shortly. Also, check out our podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn, YouTube. Do all that fun stuff, and while you're on Facebook, follow the Sioux Falls Film Community Group. That's where you can drop your favorite conversations on there. And we're going to wrap this up. Nate, where can the people find you?
NathanHults.com. That's NathanHults.com. Incredible, like the Incredible Hults. It's like the Hulk, anyway. September 20th and September 21st, I will be at the Sky Lounge, or the Sky Bar Lounge in T.
In T, yeah.
Otherwise, you can find me at Boss's Comedy Club pretty much every weekend and pretty much every Wednesday. I won't perform, but you'll see me there. And then we've got some great events coming up, so go to follow it on Facebook and follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Nathan Hults.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Awesome.
we got to make it down to Bosses sometime for one of these shows.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, the last time I was going to go was our first meetup, and we'll have to make it down there sometime.
Wednesdays would be a really easy time to get down there.
Yeah, it would.
Just not work Wednesday night.
Yeah. Anyway, check out all of the things Nathan is doing, and Black Eyed Girl is coming out very shortly. We've been
Almost came out for Dancing Spider,
Yeah.
so I think he's pretty close to done.
Yeah,
he was trying to rush it.
Dom's getting really close. I've been messaging him about it, and yeah, he's close to being done with the film. He's in the last final stages of it, so yeah,
Good.
We'll update everyone on when that comes out as well. And
See your boys in it.
yeah, we're in the movie.
Yeah.
We're the Jay and Silent Bob.
We
And goddamn it, when he makes another one, we need to do that again.
BJ and Silent Bob. We
Just,
should dress up like them next
to be like 4 scenes, be like, why are those guys in there again?
Yeah, that was a fun time. That was a fun night. And yeah, we're excited.
We
to
will
do
come
stuff
better
again.
prepared next time.
Yep. Yeah, we'll keep you updated on that. But next week we are doing Sylvester Stallone movies.
You are gonna freaking nerd out.
Hell yes, I am. That is in honor of Last Blood, the final Rambo film. We're thinking. I hope not. I want more.
I hope so. Just so you stop talking about it. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
No, Brian, you got to go watch the Rambo movies.
I want
again.
Expendables 4. Fucking A.
we'll talk about it next week when we do Sylvester Stallone movies. So that is next week's podcast. So we're going to wrap this thing up. Nathan, thank you so much for being on as you take a big old whiff of that blueberry pancake.
Yeah, the one that you didn't light this time.
I should light it. Should have set the mood for this. Yeah, I should have.
Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Anytime you want to come back on, we'll have you on. We'll talk movies again.
It's not Sylvester Stallone. It's just not down right now.
It's like,
Thank
son
you
of a
guys.
bitch.
Have a good night.
Yeah. Brian?
Bye-bye now.
All right. Thank you all for listening, and we'll check you out next time on the Backlot of South Dakota.
No, we won't. Yes, we will. Maybe.